Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and it's Monday, and it's another Monday with Miles Davis. We are talking, last week we talked about Miles and Monk at Newport, and we chose out of our hat Water Babies. So this would be kind of the last of the studio albums released, before Miles' hiatus. So he did shows on April 1st, 1975 in Osaka, Japan that were released as Algerta and Pangea, live albums from Japan. That summer he played, summer of 75, he played Newport and then took off a 6-year period. He holed himself up in his apartment in New York, and really self-medicated. He had hip problems. He had issues physically and was taking cocaine and drinking too much, and really retired from music. Did not pick up a horn for a long time. This came out in November of 76. This is not from studio sessions from 76. So this first side of the record are from sessions from June of 67. So June 7th, 13th, and 23rd of 67. That lineup is still your classic, second classic quintet of Miles Davis, Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, and Tony Williams. Okay, the second side of this album is from sessions from November 11th and 12th of 68. So really a year and a half later. Who do you have in the band at that time? Subtract out Ron Carter, insert Dave Holland on bass, and then add, along with Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this, and a couple things. This is better than you think it's going to be. Okay, these are sessions. Again, this is additional material that was recorded. So for the first sessions from 67, it's the Nefertiti sessions, okay? And the 68 is additional material that was not put on Fillets of Kilimanjaro. Okay, Fillets of Kilimanjaro has Dave Holland and has Chick Corea on it. Again, Herbie Hancock's playing with Chick on the two songs on the second side. So we'll get into this track by track. This is a cool record. It's a transitional record, yes, because he's going from the classic quintet, more acoustic sound, transitioning into electric. You know, is it a money grab by Columbia Records? You know, incidentally, this was recorded at Studio B on 30th Street, New York. Tio Macero does the production. This thing sounds wonderful sonically. You know, Miles is running out of material for Columbia. By November of 76, are they dying for more stuff to put out as a studio album? Yes, 100%. Corky McCoy, incidentally, does this kind of strange cover of Water Babies. What is a Water Babies? Well, one of the first books that Wayne Shorter read as a kid, a 1863 children's novel, was called Water Babies. What is a water baby? It's about the story of this kid, Tom, who falls in the river, and he ends up developing gills and is able to survive. And, you know, it talks about the wonders of the netherworld. And these are things that Wayne Shorter always, he was an avid reader. He was an intellectual. He thought about other lands. And, you know, that's what a water baby is. We're going to get into this again. The Nefertiti sessions and the Fillets of Kilimanjaro sessions. Do I think this is a money grab from Columbia? No. Am I glad this exists? 100%. Is it essential Miles Davis? No, it's not. But, you know, again, it's in the realm of like an In Silent Way. It's relaxing. You got great players on. The first side opens up with the Wayne Shorter pen song Water Babies. You know, again, it's along the lines of In Silent Way. It's mellow. The compositions on this record are not incredibly strong. The playing is excellent for what it is. It's not off the charts. But if you think about albums like Nefertiti and Phileas of Kilimanjaro, and even In the Silent Way, there's not this bombastically fast playing. It's atmospheric. It's different. And that's what we get here on Water Babies. Just great sax tones, glassy piano by Hancock. It works really well for me. You can hear every ping of the cymbals. Tony Williams is recorded so well here in Studio B by Teo. It just, every crisp nuance of that drum, doing this deep dive into Miles' career has really unearthed a couple things for me. One is that Tony Williams is maybe my favorite drummer of all time. And two, this second quintet is just special. People want to talk about the Coltrane quintet with Adderley and Bill Evans. This second quintet is unbelievable. The second song is another Wayne Shorter composition. It's a stronger composition. It's an 8-minute tune. Carter is just grooving. There's strong lead playing by Davis here. Shorter is just kind of dancing in and out of Carter and Williams' rhythm that they're setting down. These are some of the last things that Ron Carter would do here in 1967. And, it's a highlight of the album for me. There's no rush. Hancock delivers a very languid and thoughtful solo. He's choosing and picking his notes. And, it's signature stuff from him. He is just a master in a long line of great piano players, piano gods that have played with Miles. The last song on the first side is Sweet Pea, which is a tribute to Billy Strayhorn, who I think we had recently passed. Again, strong playing, 8-minute track, mellow again. Maybe not as strong as Capricorn, but kind of right there with the Water Babies title track. When you flip this record over again, we're talking about late November 68 sessions for Phileas of Kilimanjaro. In the fall of 68, Chick Corea is asked to play on some shows. I want to say in Baltimore, may have been DC area, okay? Miles calls him up, says, hey, I need you to come down for these shows. Herbie can't make the shows. He's like, are we going to have a rehearsal? Chick wants to know if the band's going to rehearse. Now, if you're a Chick Corea, you know how to play this material that Miles has been playing really since 64. He's been inserting some newer stuff. You're a good enough musician to sit in. Miles says, no, there's not going to be a rehearsal. Just play what you hear. And that's something that Herbie, that Chick Corea would do for the rest of his career and encourage his players to do the same thing. They do those shows. For these sessions and on Water Babies, we have both Hancock and Corea. That being said, it's subtle. They play a lot together on the first song, Two-Faced, which is an 18-minute song. It's kind of a long epic. Again, more in the In Silent Way. Corea on Fender Rhodes, and probably Hancock also on Fender Rhodes. It's nice. Phileas of Kilimanjaro had come out in September of 68, so these are additional in that same period, but pre In a Silent Way. Is it too long of a track at 18 minutes? I would say probably. Again, I'm glad that it exists. You hear Hancock and Corea on something, you're like, oh my God, I got to hear this. It doesn't jump off the charts for you. You're not going to say, oh my God, this is the greatest thing, and two of the greatest. And Hancock and Corea weren't rivals because they were friends, but they kind of were if you think about it. They're both born, I think, in 1940, and they grew up, and they were the two patriarchs for a long time until, unfortunately, we lost Chick Corea a couple years ago. Two-Faced is a solid song. The next song is the dual Mr. Tillman Anthony. So Tony Williams, and by the way, that last song was, again, a shorter composition, Wayne Shorter. This last song, Dual Mr. Tillman Anthony, is a Miles Davis song. Some people say that maybe Mr. Williams, Tony Williams, may have written that. Tillman Anthony, Tony Williams' middle name is Tillman. His father's name was Tillman Williams. And, again, it's a master class in drumming. Tony Williams' drumming on this song is so good. This is kind of a more charming song. It's a little poppier. It's got more of a compositional structure to it. Hancock, again, and Correa on Fender Rhodes. This is a more fulfilling song than, in my opinion, than Two-Faced. Two-Faced is excellent. This got more structure to it, better composition. Again, Water Babies, in 2002, there was a CD reissue of this album where an additional song, Splash, was included. Splash is more of the same. Again, you got Hancock, Holland, Correa, Williams, Shorter, and Miles. It's actually a little bit better of a track. It's not on this album, so I actually didn't fully review that song. Again, many of this material would appear on Supernova, which is a 1969 12th solo album by Wayne Shorter. So those songs, many of these songs, Water Babies, Capricorn, and Sweet Pea, were included on that. Also, much of this material is on the Complete and the Silent Way sessions that was released on CD. This is, again, non-essential Miles Davis, but it's damn good if you're looking just to chill out. This is right up everybody's alley. Go for a ride and just chill. It's not going to blow the top of your head off, but it's definitely a worthy effort, showcasing some transitional periods and some of the cement connecting some classic albums. We are going to pick an album for next week out of our trusty little jar here. And what are we going to go in and grab? But Walking, recorded on April 3rd, 1954, and released in 1957. This is the first great quintet with Red Garland, Philly Joe Jones, Coltrane, Paul Chambers, and Miles Davis. This is part of the trilogy of albums theming, working, relaxing, walking. This is excellent, excellent material. We'll see you next week on Monday with Miles. Peace out. See you.